What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Madeleine, Pryor, and Marauders on war defense. They are a force to be reckoned with. When we had the Envoy call, we said that, it felt weird. It didn't feel sufficient to not have stat buffs on Marauders. At that point, we didn't realize what a powerhouse Madeleine Pryor was on the team as well. And now looking at this team and testing, I'm done with it. Yeah, I'm feeling like we may have pushed a little too far on Marauders. But we're going to talk about today, we've got things like Eternals and Infinity Watch that beat Marauders. But unless you're really breaking into your, top-end war offense teams, you're not going to really find a lot of consistent counters to Marauders. Now, I have found one with X Factor, surprisingly, and we're going to talk about that in today's video, kind of break that down. And I'll talk a little bit about the Secret Avengers, because that one is, it's a soft counter. It's about 75% chance of winning with Secret Avengers, and I'm going to break down that fight and show you guys what happens in that one as well. So if you guys do find this video helpful, you do enjoy it, find it informative, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, let's just break right into it. So Marauders, Infinity Watch beats it, Eternals beat it, Ravagers can't beat it, Secret Avengers about 75% chance to win, New Warriors get destroyed. This team was promised to really just kind of be like a counter to Skilletary, Uncanny X-Men, and X Factor. You know, it was going to basically be what Magic was to Uncanny X-Men, make them quite a bit better. Yeah, we kind of went overboard on this, I think. In my opinion, I think we were a little overboard on what we wanted, or what we were hoping to get with this Marauders buff and everything here. They're now, pushing upper tier war defense team again. I would like to not see a Marauder war defense meta again, because they had their time. I'm willing to move on from that. But Madeleine Pryor is an absolute powerhouse. Right now, her special, applies offense down for 2 turns to all brawler and blaster enemies, disruptor for 2 turns to protector and controller enemies, and then ability block for 2 turns to all support enemies. So, everybody on the enemy team's getting absolutely blasted with something here. Unavoidable, and applies ability block to all enemy protectors. So, does a lot of stuff on war defense, does a ton of damage on her ultimate, which is a second turn ability. Marauder allies gain bonus focus and damage, and then on war defense, she gets a 50% bonus resistance per enemy brawler, which counters Shadowland. Lowers crit chance of 50% for all mutant enemies, which counters X Factor. And then on spawn, fill speed bar by 30% for a random strife ally, which again is part of the Shadowland counter. Plus her special here as well, basically deals double damage if Phoenix is there on the enemy team, so Uncanny X-Men's out the door. If you go and look at the stat table, Madeleine Pryor is number 4 in terms of damage, right there. Just behind Echo, just above Ghost Spider, but yeah, top 5 in terms of damage. Still not as high damage as Star-Lord, T'Challa, and Phyla-Vell, but she's got a lot of damage to her name. So you're going to want to run Striker on her. Plus her, if you go back and look at it, her basic, her ISO attack does a lot of stuff. Look at all of that. On war defense, flip 3 additional positive effects on the primary target. That's for the ISO attack. So Striker seems like an easy choice for Madeleine. You're going to put Skirmisher on characters like Mystique, possibly Emma and Strife as well. Healer on Mr. Sinister. Yeah, she absolutely slaps. So if you go back and look at this footage here, you can see, we almost lost Moondragon in that punch across. But yeah, this fight is not an easy one. And one I did think was a little funny was, our 3-man Eternal team here. You got Cersei and Icarus, and then you got Loki. And this one wasn't too bad either. It's Eternals. But yeah, if Eternals couldn't beat Marauders, I'd be definitely pushing for something to get adjusted with Marauders. But yeah, this is one that felt we didn't know at the time. We just had the kit for Madeleine. We didn't know stats, and yeah, I think we pushed a little hard on getting stat buffs for Marauders, because we saw just what we saw just the kit for Madeleine, and we were looking at the stats, and we're like, I don't know if Marauders are going to really work. We just didn't realize that Madeleine, her stats were just so powerful. And yeah, we didn't account for that, and that was a big miscalculation on my part. Yeah, if I knew what I knew now, I would definitely have not pushed for stat buffs. I like Marauders as a war defense team. What I don't like is Marauders suddenly gain a huge amount of power. Like, if this is supposed to be what Uncanny X-Men were, I would still expect the likes of, like, Ravagers to be able to beat Marauders, and that's just not possible with this team. Ravagers get absolutely destroyed by the Marauders team now. Yeah, this was supposed to just be a counter to, like, Skeletal, Uncanny, and X-Factor, and that's just not really what's going on. And even then, Secret Avengers aren't doing that well either. Like, they struggle. And we're going to break that fight down. Actually, yeah, I'll get back to the X-Factor one here. But this is a Secret Avengers team. Nick Fury plus Kestrel on the team. And here's the thing. So there's a 75% chance that you're going to win this fight, which means that there's a 25% chance you're not going to win. I know, difficult math. It all comes down to if you can get rid of the taunt with Kestrel at the start of this fight. If you do, fantastic. You've now easily won. Also, if you don't get offense up on Nick Fury here, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. You don't really need to worry about that. You've already got offense up on Kestrel, so it's not a big thing. Also, Nick Fury can resist the stun. It doesn't matter either way. The stun on Nick doesn't do a thing here. All that really matters is getting rid of the taunt on Strife. And here we get rid of it. Now, the thing is, we've got these deflects, and there's a 25% chance to automatically resist everything because it's blocked. So, with that in mind, like, you're going to see it here. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it did get blocked, but, like, there's a solid chance that you're just not going to get rid of that taunt on Strife. Maybe it wasn't blocked, but if you get rid of the taunt here on Strife, you are golden, because at this point, get the ultimate speed bar boost with Falcon, you stun Emma, and then you just go to town. You finish off Madeleine, you finish off Emma. Mr. Sinister doesn't really do much here because Kestrel is able to prevent him from doing his clone. So not a big deal. Strife naturally is going to die because he's got low on health. Decent damage there, but you know, we've got plenty of armor and such on our characters. Not really a big deal. And then, yeah, we're just going to go for Emma and just finish her off here. So, if you don't get rid of the taunt on Strife, you might as well back out, because at that point, Madeleine goes nuts, Emma goes nuts, you got the cleanse and the immunity with Emma, and you got the speed down your team, and yeah, at that point, it's just over. There's really no point. Yeah, it's just not a good time. But if you do get rid of Strife, then yeah, I mean, it falls apart so easily. So it really comes down to if you can get rid of the taunt on Strife. And you know what? I'm going to go look this up. Because now I can't even spell Kestrel properly. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, so it's basically a block mechanic, because she gets a huge amount of bonus focus here with this. And this is the thing, too. Strife gets 500% bonus focus with his our bonus resistance with charged on him, because Mystique is there. So you gotta have abilities that have a huge amount of focus boost on them, and that will allow you to help clear taunt, because those deflects, yeah, it's not consistent. So yeah, 25% chance you're just automatically gonna fail with Secret Avengers off the bat. So not exactly a great feeling, which means in order to consistently win, and this is one that I've found is consistently winning, but the problem is you're having to bring in Zemo and Namor to make it work. And this is one I think is really quite interesting. Also, Raider. I already told Mr. Hartgrave that I need to apologize to Zemo because I was running Raider on Zemo again, on CM Zemo. But yeah, the deal here is basically you get reduced crit chance on your mutants, but the ultimate from Namor is guaranteed to crit no matter what. And it doesn't reduce the crit chance on Zemo. Now, another thing, too, is if this team is boosted, I don't think this is going to be quite consistent, because Zemo may not get rid of deflects on the enemy team. So, it's one where it seems to work on paper, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. The defense down may not consistently apply. And what we're doing here with X Factor, we're just trying to maximize our chances to land critical hits. They have 50% crit chance, or minus 50% crit chance because of Madeleine Pryor there. And even if Madeleine dies, it doesn't seem that minus 50% crit chance goes away. It's sort of like Doc Ock's passive, where even if you kill Doc, apparently this whole team still has the bonus offense down resistance. So one of those things to consider. You can see there, like, for instance, Madeleine resisted the pull-in from Polaris. This is where that defense down is pretty helpful, but you really need that Raider to make sure they get their crit chance. And really, it's all going to come down to Namor. Look at all those guaranteed crits. Again, like, he's a mutant, minus 50% crit chance, but his ultimate is guaranteed to crit, as long as there's not deflect on the enemy team. 50% speed bar reduction on the entire enemy team. Huge boost to your speed bar on your team. And really, at this point, we're just kind of hammering the enemy team. Got rid of Emma. Now we're going to... Now, also, the ultimate from Longshot seems to still have a decently high crit chance with it. So you can use that there to get a guaranteed crit. And then, yeah, slowly working through things. Nice crit there from Zemo. And really, it's going to come down to RNG. So if you don't get a lot of crits in, this is one that's probably not going to work. But if you are able to, well, then you should be good to go. But yeah, at this point, there you go. Mystique's gone. And now we just have Madeleine left. So this team is still very much beatable with certain combinations. The problem is you're having to bring in Zemo and Namor, and that means you're breaking up Hydra if you use Hydra at all. Like, I know I use Hydra on offense quite a bit to beat, like, Merc teams, but now I'm probably just going to use Skeletal for Merc teams. Maybe I have to bring in Zemo for this. If you're not using, like, you got to bring in some of your more powerful war offense teams if you want, like, an easy, consistent counter. And I think that's going to be a problem that they're going to have to examine with Marauders now. And we'll see what they do. I mean, over time, Marauders are going to get power crept back out. We'll get more powerful teams. It's also kind of silly that Dark Hunters just can't do a thing against Marauders either. Like, Dark Hunters is a brand new war offense team. Supposed to beat Heroes for Hire, but can't do a damn thing against Marauders and Madeleine Pryor. Go figure. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys think they went overboard with Marauders? Are you guys happy with the Marauders? Love to hear what your all's feedback is and thoughts are on the team. What you guys think about these teams showing here, what they can do against Marauders. Let me know down below. But as always, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.